Hey, welcome everybody back to Vietnam Crypto Insight, and this is Mario. Today we only have Terrence online because everybody is busy, and I believe that our friend Sahil is enjoying his time in Cambodia. Hey, Terrence, can you give us some updates?
Well, I'm always keeping it coffee and crypto, man. That's what the thing is here, and that's the culture in Vietnam. Once again, I'm at the cafe, at Phuc Long Cafe, one of my favorite cafes here in Tao Dien. And I've just been kind of watching the market, looking at everything, and taking it all in, absorbing. And as you know, I'm a
All right.
long-term investor, so it's not really a big thing for me to worry about the short term things. But it's interesting what's going on with the Bitcoin ETFs and the inflows, the outflows. I don't know if you've been watching some of that, but the CEO of BlackRock was on the news the other day, and he was saying how their ETF, their IBIT ETF or ETP, is actually their fastest growing ETF ever, and
Yeah, right.
that's that's huge. And
Yeah.
they're actually they hold more. They almost hold. Well, they're catching up as far as how much Bitcoin they hold. They're almost catching up to Grayscale, who's actually been selling a lot.
All
You
right.
know,
So yeah, I'm
but
looking
it's
forward to another ETF in crypto, and people will stop talking about the ETH ETF. I'm not very sure if gonna make it. However, from the previous event I went to in ETH Vietnam, they say that the first ETF is always the most difficult ETF, and the following up ETF in crypto will be easy because they have the role model and the regulators will have kind of belief in that, and it's going to be easy, easier way. And they have all the form, all the procedure, and other ETF, other crypto ETF, just following up with that. By the way, could you please share with us about the market overview and the news that you have been following?
what you said. You wanted my thoughts on the market as far as the Ethereum ETF.
Um, yeah, it's any thought in your mind, and can you share with us the news, any news that
Well,
you
my
received?
my view. We've talked about this before. We My view was that is that the Ethereum ETF is a lot of analysts have said that the chances are going down, but I was actually listening to some other commentary from some other crypto influencers today, and they had some good points. One of the things that they were saying is that with all of this FUD coming out, between them saying that there's not enough back and forth with the SEC and these fund managers regarding the ETF. They're actually, some of the analysts were saying because they don't have as much back and forth that the chances are going down. But, somebody said something earlier today. I was watching one of the other influencers, and they said something that really made sense. They said, well, if they know that ETH is already deemed a commodity, just like Bitcoin,
Mm,
there probably is not going to be that much back and forth anyway, because it should be a done deal, unless Gary Gensler and SEC has something up their sleeve to try to distinguish Ethereum from Bitcoin. Which the only thing that you can really say is the staking aspect of it. Because a lot of people stake ETH, so that
a lot
might
of them.
cause a slight difference. But the problem with that is that they use the proof of stake mechanism. They use that as a basis to classify it as a commodity in the first place for the to approve the futures, the Ethereum futures.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's really a confusing state of affairs in America. That's why I'm one of the reasons why I'm in Vietnam. I don't have to be dealing with that.
All right. So I really, I really believe that the proof of work is a kind of thing. Is a thing instead of proof of stake.
Yeah.
Personally, I think that proof of stake doesn't mean much in the
Yeah.
commodity, because you don't have to work. Any kind of commodity, like agricultural products, like I mean the traditional commodities like metal, you have to mine, you have to put the work, you have to put the effort in it to mine
Yeah.
it, right? To create it,
Right.
to process it. Agricultural products, you have to grow the tree, you have to grow the plants, you have to harvest it, you have to dry it and put it in the stock. So it
Yeah.
cannot about the proof of stake is going to be more like bank saving account, and you have a profit from it, and
Yeah.
it's not the commodity, it's not commodity to be the to be
I think it's a,
um
I think
ETF.
they use it as a technical basis. I mean, it's really, the problem with ETH, it did start as a, they did an ICO for it.
Mm,
So, they deemed a lot of ICO launched tokens. They deemed them automatically. They deemed them as securities. So they had
yeah,
to have some basis to change that categorization, and that's what they did. They used proof of stake as the mechanism to say that, okay, it's changed now, so we can classify it as a commodity. But now you still have this back and forth, or well, you don't really have any back and forth now. Just everybody's on the fence waiting. But I thought it was interesting.
yeah.
There's like about two or three more companies that actually signed up to offer a ETH. They signed up to launch a Ethereum ETF just this past week.
Yeah.
So you have a bunch on the list. You have a bunch more. You have like two more companies that actually signed up to do a Bitcoin ETF as well. So they're just it's really a interesting game going on. And for all the uninitiated, ETF or ETP, exchange traded product, is just basically a traditional financial product. That's
Mm.
what we have coming into play right now in America. Is they're launching these things so that every average ordinary person, they don't have to be technically inclined to invest and have exposure to these crypto assets,
All right.
which is a new day. The
Yeah,
floodgates have been open.
I think after the ETF in the US, other governments and organization is rushing themselves into a set of regulations to manage the crypto and digital asset. And Vietnam is not out of the game. And recently there's an event um that they've been talking about the regulation and the possibility of managing a digital asset. And I believe that in the short near future, we will have the set of regulation to officially manage crypto asset and other digital asset in Vietnam. So um, I'm pretty bullish in this one, and I think that if the government can control it, can manage it, they can reduce the scam. And when people pay tax for it, we have to have some protection from the government. So I think I don't know how they do it, but I strongly believe that there will be some way to protect the people and protect the traders like us. We all got scammed in sometime. We all got scammed at least once in the trader's life or investor's life. We got scammed. It's normal, but no one protected us. But when there's a regulation on it, I believe there will be some protection, and crypto trading will be safer.
So you think it's going to be safer?
I guess.
I don't know, man. I think the nature of crypto is that it's supposed to be not regulated. So that's the problem. You have something that was designed to not be regulated that's being regulated
You
or
know,
trying to be
it's
regulated.
been It's been more and more
You know,
regulation
that's the. I think
recently.
that's the catch-22. It's something that was designed not to be regulated or to avoid government control.
Yeah, I
So I don't
understand
know.
that. And
It's kind of like
however, I
I think
believe that the
that's
people
got to
is
be
the
the
nature of
catch-22 of
people.
crypto.
That's the nature of people. People don't want to be regulated, but someone in the
Right.
top, like the people in the top, will set up the regulation to manage and regulate. However, there will be other niche to sneak out of the regulations. As always, back in the days when the banking system was so huge and people have no other way to run out of the Swift payment system. Bitcoin came up, and nobody knows who created Bitcoin. To be specific, right now we have someone as the creator of ETH, but we don't know. There will be other crypto, like even other world, to avoid that regulation, and it's just the nature of the human.
Yeah, I think they. One of the guys. Yeah, did you see the judgment about one of the guys, Craig Wright?
Yeah.
Yeah, that lawsuit. He actually lost that lawsuit. I think they're going to go after his little bit of money. He had like $7 million that they're trying to seize from him because he lost his case because he couldn't prove he was Satoshi. So yeah, it just I think just some people just want to claim fame and clout, but you know I think it was actually a group of people, man. I've looked heavily into this, man, and there's a number of possibilities, but I think that the seriousness of what they were doing, they knew that it was going to cause problems or scrutiny, so they just created this pseudonym to go under, and you know they just launched it on that basis and just left it at that. But I think it's an ingenious invention. I'm not a Bitcoin maxi, but you know I think it is an ingenious invention and one which you know will actually free a lot of us. You know, I actually feel a lot freer being involved with crypto. Do you?
Of course, yeah. The
Yeah,
more I know about the more I know the financial system, the more I appreciate crypto. But it's gonna
yeah, man.
be very difficult, very difficult. Uh, the penetration and the acceptance of people toward Bitcoin first is something unbelievable until now, right?
Yeah,
Is something
yeah,
unbelievable. More than 10 years ago, uh, 50, 15 years ago, 15 years ago, I heard
yeah.
about crypto. I heard
2000.
about
I think it
Bitcoin,
was
but
late 2009, right?
late 2009. But no one believed that it was below $1 per Bitcoin back then, and everybody
Yeah, it
thought
was
it was a
pennies.
joke. It was a joke, but nobody knows
Yeah, it
that
was a
the
joke.
world today
Do you
is
remember the guy
killing
with the
each other
pizza?
for Bitcoin.
The pizza guy, Mario. He spent several Bitcoin on pizza, and that guy he's the brunt of a lot of jokes, and they even have a pizza Bitcoin day every year now. But he's one of the
But if
first
he
people
didn't
to spend Bitcoin.
if
But
he
I know
didn't
he's
buy
shooting
it,
himself in
we
the foot every
shouldn't
day.
have. If he hadn't bought it, we should have not the market as it is right now. Every market need to have a start, and that one was the start, the very first start of the Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So we have to appreciate it. Many people laugh at him, saying that he did a stupid move. But if he didn't do it, we should have not we should have not have the market as it is right now.
Well, you know, I'm just really glad that we're in a place right now where it's actually becoming to be something that's actually acceptable. And,
Yeah.
to the naysayers out there, when you have BlackRock, you have all of these major financial Fidelity, all of these big financial giants, and they're telling you that they've never seen anybody or a group of individuals or companies throw money into an ETF this fast or have some. It's something that's, dude. The time has come, man. It's going to be adopted. It's actually heavily being adopted right now, and so I mean,
Yeah.
it just makes sense. It makes sense if you go out and buy at least a tenth of a Bitcoin. You know,
Yeah.
it
So
might be, it might
I
be,
I
it might be
I
20,
know that
it might be 20x
Terence.
in 4 years. I'm not giving anybody financial advice, but yeah, it might be 20x in a few years. We got people talking about, they were talking about a 1 million Bitcoin by 2030. Now you have people saying it's going to be a 2 million Bitcoin by 2030. And you don't have any other investment that's on the marketplace like that right now that's going to generate that kind of return. So yeah, crypto's where it's at, buddy. Yeah. So what do you?
Yeah,
Hey,
I
so
know
what do you
that.
think about all the? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Mario.
Yeah. Terence, I believe that you read the news every day. And can you share with us some news that you have been reading? So we can follow up with that.
Oh,
Like
you wanted?
for me, I'm a working guy. I spend like 12 hours per day in the office, so I didn't have enough time to keep up with the news.
Oh,
So
that's
can you
fine.
share with us?
No, I was just, this actually came out last week, but I was just gonna share with you the article here about, since you're actually in you're heavily in trade fire right now. I thought it would be interesting to share how all that stuff is converging, especially here in Vietnam, because we've got with Bitcoin, with BlackRock, who's got their iBit fund. They also launched something. They launched a tokenized fund on the Ethereum network, and I thought that very interesting because they're not only they have access to, or they're exposing their clients to what, but they're also they have an ecosystem which is actually utilizing the the another blockchain, and they're using it for their fun. I thought that was really interesting. But there's also stuff. One of the big things here with Vietnam is that there's a lot of tech going on, a lot of Web3 activity, and there's a lot of push the past 3 or 4 years, especially where Vietnam is actually, especially Ho Chi Minh City in particular, is actually being you know there's a lot of uh, momentum to make this become a fintech hub. And the way this relates to blockchain is, of course, they can actually use these technologies like blockchain and digital currency to enable a lot of traditional finance activities. And that's actually really good. That's really good for Vietnam. It's really good for the space. And it just goes to show you that we're all in the right place at the right time with blockchain technology, man. Because this old Swift system, man, is archaic. It's slow. It's old, expensive. I think it was invented in the '60s, wasn't it? The Swift system, the
I
bank-to-bank
believe,
transfer
yeah.
system that's between the countries. Yeah, the
Yeah.
technology's old. It's slow. If you wanted to send money to somebody across overseas, and it might take, depending on what country, it might take a day, might take a couple weeks. I got a buddy that I know that does business in Africa, and they're in the diamond business. If they go to one of those small countries like Guinea, um, you know, Burkina Faso, they might take 2 weeks to send a payment.
Even more
It's
than that,
just
even more than that,
it's
because
all
I used to work in the international trading, and I gotta say that
yeah.
yeah, Swift is a pain in the ass.
It'll take
It
longer than
takes
that,
two
huh?
weeks. It takes 2 weeks to do a normal transaction, and it
Yeah,
involves
that's
a lot of effort to do a single transaction, and this is stupid. We
yeah,
are living
that's
in the
yeah,
21st
that's
century,
dude,
and
and
everything
that's not
is
benefit.
digitalized.
That's not benefiting nobody, man. Because the problem is, if you're a supplier over there, you're gonna wait 2 weeks to get your money from another country. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And then on top of that,
Yeah,
if you're trying to buy something from over there, I mean, your money's tied up for 2 weeks. Makes no sense. And then you got to pay all them fees. Yeah, it's just
the
time for a
fee is
better setup,
huge.
man.
The fee is huge.
Yeah, the
Because they
fees are
have to
just
pay, they have to pay a lot of people working in the middle, a lot of banking system and the financial entities. So it's huge, and their salary is not low. They are high paid people in the economy. So I think the SWIFT system must change itself, or it's gonna be replaced with any other method at some point. Maybe crypto, maybe another one. We don't know yet, but it's
well,
out there. So,
they're facing a lot of resistance in places like Nigeria right now. I don't know if you know that, but you remember the Binance execs that got detained. They've been detained for almost a month. One of them escaped by that by by that chance. But I thought it was just interesting how they're trying to hold these guys liable because people want to get their money out of the national currency because it's decreasing in value. I mean, what are people supposed to do? They're supposed to just lose their work, the value of their hard earned payment. I mean, hard earned work. They're supposed to lose the value of that just because of some financial policies. Some people that's in a room that's deciding, what the rate should be, what over here, how our currency should be pegged, how their currency should be pegged. I mean, it's just to me, it's just all a game, man. But
mm,
I think people are waking up globally to this, and I think that's why you might see some more of this stuff. But
I think that's
fortunately,
what
one of
we,
the guys,
in my eyes, these are coward move from the Nigerian government. You know
yeah,
what? Because they are weak in managing
yeah,
their own ecosystem, in the economy. That's why people trying to run away from it, right?
yeah,
And when the people run away from it, they have to blame themselves first. They should have blamed
yeah,
themselves first instead of catching any other. Binance is just one of the centralized exchange. There are thousands more centralized exchanges like that,
yeah,
and even they are even not as transparent as Binance, and they can do this scam or other Ponzi scheme. In my eyes, Binance is very serious with their business, and I think that instead of blaming the cryptocurrency, instead of banning cryptocurrency, they have to adapt with it. Otherwise, their currency, their fiat currency, will lose their value if they don't keep up with the trend. If they don't keep up with the technology, this one is technology, and it's a new ideology of the global economy. So anyone cannot adapt with it will be out of the game. And when you're out of the game, your money doesn't mean anything. That's what I think.
yeah, yeah.
And
Well, fortunately,
if you are not if you not how can I say up how can I say I just forgot the word. If you are not really self confident uh, with the other cryptocurrency, you can just issue your own cryptocurrency, just like China did. See, they have their own CBDC, and then they can manage everything through the transaction. And technically, I know that there's a lot of tech company or tech talent can help within the CBDC and manage it.
But do you really think CBDC is the answer? Because I mean, it's still controlled, and as a matter of fact, it might even be more controlled than it's actually more controlled than the actual physical currency.
I I know
Don't
that.
you think?
I know exactly what it is. I know exactly what it is. Okay.
And plus,
However,
they know everything about you.
I
They know
told you,
what
right?
they know where you
Is for the
bought, what you
government to
bought,
have
where
the
you bought it.
self-confidence, to have the self-confidence in controlling the crypto. It's a cryptocurrency, but it's
Right,
centralized, right? It's still
right.
cryptocurrency somehow, and it's centralized. So
And that defeats the whole purpose, right?
yeah, yeah. It serves a purpose. It serves the purpose of
Yeah,
the government, but it's not
of the
serving
government
the
tracking you.
yeah.
Yeah, and being able to inflate their way out of any debt and decrease the value of what you earn.
Right now,
You know, I think.
even without the CBDC, the governments are controlling
Yeah,
everything. You see that? Yeah, you told me right. In the U.S., if you do transaction, the personal, like individual transaction more than $3,000 or $5,000, you will be asked. Your account should be frozen for no reason.
yeah,
So
yeah. I
you
think
know,
it-
I understand.
I think CBDCs are kind of scary though, in my opinion, especially in a country like China that has little or no privacy rights.
I told you, even without the CBDC, is scary. It's already scary.
Yeah.
It is already being scary. You know, even the normal transaction right now in Vietnam, we have a kind of cashless system. Everywhere you go, you just swipe the card. You just scan the QR, and everything is done. All kind of payment is done within seconds. However, the digital footprint will reveal everything, reveal everything of
Yeah.
your payment, your income, everything, and it is scary.
What do you think about the new travel program that they're supposed to be implementing with between Japan and the Asian countries? They're supposed to launch a here I'll share with you this. They're supposed to launch this program soon. It's where you can use a QR code. Of course, QR codes are really popular in Japan where they're invented, but they were invented, for logistic purposes. But a lot of people use them for payment purposes, even here. But they want to try to make it so that people can pay with QR codes throughout the whole region.
Mm.
Pretty cool, huh?
It's going to be a struggle of bank because there will be no
Not
which
necessarily
entity,
crypto, but
which no, I mean
Japan.
no, I didn't finish my question yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Which entity will be taking care of the foreign exchange rate? And there will be
Uh,
some regulations barrier between countries.
well, they're in talks, so I don't think it's been finalized, but it's supposed to be a joint effort between Singapore, Japan, Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, and the Philippines. So I don't think Vietnam is on the list, but maybe, who knows? I know Vietnam
It's
likes
going to
to
be a long way
separate.
to go. It's going to be a long way to go. Vietnam is not to be honest, Vietnam is a tech paradise, but and entertainment paradise, but for finance, I'm not pretty sure.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting to see. But so, what do you think about this whole thing with SBF, man, and his 25-year sentence? You hear about that?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts, man? Is that enough
I don't know what
time?
he did. I don't know what he did, but 25
Yeah, he
years,
stole 25 years for $10 billion.
$10 billion
A
dollars
$10
for
billion
25 years.
scam.
$10 billion
Yeah,
dollars
yeah. I don't know
is
if that's.
doesn't mean anything. Uh, but after 25 years, will he be able to keep it, or he has to
He don't
return
have
it?
it no more. He lost it. He lost it. Him and his girl lost it. His girl Caroline, that he put in charge of
Oh,
Alameda Research, that was using simple math to do her trades.
there must be some hidden treasure. There must be some
I don't
hidden
know how.
treasure.
Yeah, I don't know how, man. That was just an interesting thing. I think, in my opinion, I don't think that's enough time, man, because there's been stories of people that's lost their entire life savings behind that. And I've met people. I've actually met a guy here, matter of fact, from Singapore last week. He actually said he lost over 90% of his uh of his investment because it was all on FTX. Because Binance actually was in Singapore,
Yeah.
and they kicked out Binance and put FTX in there, and so everybody had to use FTX, and so a lot of people in Singapore got money. They lost money that was in the FTX, man. So yeah, just really,
All right.
really crazy set of affairs, but I think it's a learning lesson. Hopefully people stop trusting in these centralized exchanges so much. I don't ever put a whole lot on any of them. Matter of fact, I might even get rid of the one account that I have with Coinbase if they keep asking me why I'm in Vietnam. It's none of their business why I'm in Vietnam. This is the problem with these financial entities. I mean, my bank doesn't even ask me why I'm in Vietnam. I'll tell them if they wonder why my transactions are coming through from Vietnam, but it's really none of their business. I might be getting a VIP massage in Vietnam for all they care. What does it matter?
Yeah.
You know?
Happy ending massage for like $100, which is impossible in the US.
Yeah, so Coinbase, there's that. How about that? Leave people alone, man. It's supposed to be a free country. I'm supposed to be able to go where the heck I want, do what I want. That's supposed to be part of the benefit of being American. I thought anyway. But I get special attention if I travel. I'm not supposed to travel if I'm American or
Mm.
something. I don't know what the hell the scrutiny's for. But yeah, the email that I got, man, I have to show you. I have to show everybody's email, man, just so y'all can know. If you travel, you got Coinbase, they're gonna give you harassing emails. I'm gonna show you this. Where the heck is it at? Hold on, I gotta bring this up, man. This is almost as concerning as what the government's doing. Coinbase is doing. Why are they asking me questions about why I'm in Vietnam? That's really none of
You
their
just
business.
answer them. That's the nature of cryptocurrency. Why you are in the cryptocurrency business? Why you
Yeah,
ask
why should I be
such a
subject to
question?
all this extra scrutiny because I got crypto when I'm in Vietnam? I mean, you know, hey, you got to see this. This is really insane. Yeah, this is from Coinbase. I gotta share this with people so they know that Coinbase is the FBI. Yeah, man, you guys got to see this, man. This is really kind of unnerving to me. Our
F
records indicate that you spent
FBI,
time in Vietnam.
FAI.
You see that? Can you please provide further details by stating the primary reasons why you spend time in or have
Can you
used the
share the
IP
screen?
address associated? Yeah,
Can you
you're
share
not
the
seeing
screen?
that?
Well, I'm not sure.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not seeing
I
it.
thought you were seeing that. There we go. All
Nothing.
right. There we go. All right. Our records indicate that you spent time in Vietnam based on your IP location. If yes, please provide further details by stating the primary reasons why you spend time in or have used the IP address associated with Vietnam. I'm like, what is this, dude? I mean, am I not free? I guess I'm a modern day slave, according to Coinbase, according to the government, whoever's instituting these policies, man. That's why I say, man, if you're in America, you might want to get out of America. It's going to be as just as draconian and backwards as China here shortly, because they're worried about their dollar deflating or something, obviously. But according to a lot of the analysts and experts, even Jamie Dimon and of Chase, as well as Larry Fink of BlackRock, two of the big financial institutions, they say the dollar is set for a major awakening soon. So, but why are they going after the small guy? Why are they worried about what I'm doing? I'm a small guy. Go after these billionaires flying private jets all over. Hound them. Track them down.
I think they
Ask
have
them why their
the
IP address
capacity
is
and
showing up in
slots.
different parts of the world. I'm a small guy.
I think
It makes
there's
no
a reason
sense.
behind that. There's a reason behind that
Yeah,
because they run the prison system. They
they
have
want
some
to do what?
yeah, the prison system, and they have
Okay.
some KPI for that. They have some KPI for that, so they have to find the small guys to fill in the gap. Otherwise,
Yeah, they
they have
gotta they
to.
gotta find the small black guy. That's what they gotta do. They gotta find the
No,
small
you are
black
not
guy
small.
to put in
You are
prison.
not small. You are not small. You big as fuck.
I'm talking about money wise.
All right.
But I
By the way,
guarantee you, man.
I think we are out of time. So right after this, I will share
Yeah.
with you guys some footage, and we can share some news with the audiences. And I think, yeah. See you next time.
All right. Bye.
Yeah. Have a good day.